Welcome Minneapolis junior senior high school fans to the campus of Sacred Heart High School in the Sacred Heart Gym on December 15th, 2017 as the Knights host our Lions here in the next to last game before Christmas break. We start this Dale Leach and Scott Oshman bringing you these games tonight. Starting off with the girls, this is the 57th game in the series, dating back to 1976. Minneapolis leads it 33 to 23. The squad split last year. Minneapolis has won 15 of the last 16. They lost that game here at Sacred Heart by a point in the last seconds last December. Comparing the squads, Minneapolis ladies are 1-3 overall, 0-1 in the league. They've lost 3 games in a row. Sacred Heart is 1-4 overall, and 0-1 in the league. Last Tuesday, they lost to Russell by scores 63 to 53, while the Lady Lions lost to Ellsworth by about 12 points. The Lady Knights are in kind of a rebuilding mode. Much better squad, I think, than they were for a few years. They've got some girls that were sophomores, Smith and Cochran, that shot it lights out last year as freshmen. They don't have any height, so to speak, but they've got some good basketball players. The Lady Lions are still in search of an identity in this season. Started out with a very good game from Faith Kornick, and she has been, I think, at double figures every game, but not scoring near as many as she did in the first game, and has fought foul trouble consistently in the last 3 games. We hope that can come to an end tonight, because she's very much a presence that's needed underneath the basket. She can rebound well and light the scoreboard up. And then they need some scoring from the outside, some consistent scoring, and that's been a problem. Another weakness for the Lady Lions has been turnovers. They have a hard time against the press. Well, we're getting started about a half hour late, but we're going to get started. Getting ready for the introductions here.
Sacred Heart in their home white as we're in the confines of Sacred Heart High School. Minneapolis in their traveling blue. I'm hoping that the girls can kind of get off their snide tonight and get something done here. They really have the potential, Dale. The girls squad has an inside-outside presence, but we've had some issues with fouls. That's kind of gotten us into trouble.
Yep.
And if we can keep her big out of trouble, then we're going to get a lot further. So
the bright spot has been Courtney Forte coming off the bench.
As we get the starting lineups for Minneapolis, she's a sophomore, Kirsty Nelson. For the Sacred Heart Knights, number 5, a sophomore, 5'6", Allie Cochran. For Minneapolis, another sophomore, 5'6", Zoe Shoup. For the Sacred Heart Knights, number 20, a sophomore, Hannah Getz. For Minneapolis, a senior, number 13, number 13, Courtney Walker. For the Sacred Heart Knights, a senior, Catherine Maroc. For Minneapolis, a junior, Charisma Veneri. For the Sacred Heart Knights, number 24, Haley Rodriguez, she's a senior. For the Minneapolis Lions, 5'11" senior, number 32, Faith Kornick. And for the Knights, 5'11" senior Anna Ivy. So both squads kind of match up fairly decent here. As size-wise goes, I like Faith's length though, even with the 5'11" gal. So
Faith has got good quickness, good length, and she's got a nose for putting that ball in the hole. We can keep her out of foul trouble.
Yep.
Spending 2/3 of the first half on the bench is not productive.
No. Nope, it definitely hurts. As we get ready to go here in just a second, Minneapolis Lady Lions in blue, Sacred Heart Lady Knights in white, as we're about ready to start tonight's basketball game. Faith Cornick and Ivy jumping here for the for the Nines and Knights. Officials are set, ball's in the center, tip is up, and here we go. And Sacred Heart wins the tip. Into the hands of, you'll get Cochran. Cochran kicks over to Ivy, back on the outside to Maroc. Maroc down low in the paint to Ivy, and she puts it in. So early on, they get a bucket in the paint. Knights go up 2-0. On the outside, it goes into the hands, and nearly turnover, kept alive by Shoop. Shoop with the basketball. She looks over the outside to Nelson. Nelson with the ball on the right-hand side. She'll drive in with the left hand, kicks it back out to Veneri. Veneri will drive, kicks it back to Walker. Walker down low, passes it away, turnover back in the hands of Sacred Heart Knights. Up, and it's good by number 20, Hannah Getz. 4-0, Sacred Heart with the early lead. Walker with the ball back over to Nelson. Nelson on the left-hand side, high screen, picked up nicely. Nelson drives, kicks it up, and good. Nice job by the sophomore. Kicks it in for the 2 points. Minneapolis' first points of the night. 7 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Ball goes on the outside to Maroc. Maroc back to the top of the key. Shot is up, and it's off the mark. Rebounded by Shoop, and she'll bring it down the floor. Shoop gets it up to Nelson. Nelson on the left-hand side. Back to Walker at the top of the key. Back to Veneri. Veneri will drive. Shot is up and can't get it to fall. And it tipped out of bounds. It'll be Minneapolis basketball. 3 Knight players right there, Dale. None of them can grab a hold of it. It will stay with Minneapolis Lady Lions.
They are really doubling down in the zone on Cornick under the basket.
Cornick on the outside. Back it goes to Veneri here on the right. And it's going to be nearly stolen. Shoop. Oh, good hands by Sacred Heart Lady Knights as Getz. I don't know how she held on to that thing, but
she had an iron grip, didn't she?
She did. Ties it up. It'll stay with the Lady Lions with possession. Shoop drives. Shot is up, off the mark. Rebounded by Cornick. Up, and nice job, Faith Cornick, as she fights hard for the rebound. Can't get it in, but she'll go on the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Allie Cochran, her first. Free throw is up, and it's in and out. Second shot getting ready to come up. Shot is up, and it is off the mark, but rebounded by Veneri. She puts it up, and she can't get it to fall either. So a couple opportunities missed. Sacred Heart with the ball and the lead, 4-2. Ball goes on the outside. They look down low. Great feed down low and into the hands of Ivy, and she puts it in. As early on, she's got 4 points. 6-2, Knights the lead. Veneri for 3, up and good. Nice job, Charisma Veneri. She hits a 3, and I'd heard that she has kind of struggled in the first half in the last couple of ball games. Nice start to this one right there. She hits a 3. 6-5. Lady Knights, they go back down to Ivy. Can't get it. Rebounded by Nelson. Nelson will come away with it. She'll work her way down the left-hand side. Back to Walker, back over here to Veneri. Veneri looks down low to kick it down low. Nice feed down to the to the low post right there in Cornick, and she puts it in. Minneapolis has their first lead, 7-6. 5:18 left to go here in the first quarter. Ball on the outside to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks to the top of the key. Good defense there. Goes back to, gets back to Rodriguez. She'll drive in, and there's going to be a foul. See who they whistle it on. 13, and that goes on to Walker. Walker picks up her first foul, first team foul for the Lady Lions. Rodriguez at the line. Shot is up, and it is good. Tied it back up at 7 here, Dale. Well, Dale, I've not seen a lot of the girls' games, but what have we been lacking?
We have been lacking in consistency. We've been lacking in being able to take care of the ball.
Nelson with the basketball on the outside. Back it goes atop the key. Back to Veneri on the left. Swing pass back to Shoup. Shoup will drive. Back to Nelson. Nelson kicks it back out to Veneri. Veneri back to Nelson. She'll take the three. It's up and it's good. Nice job by the sophomore Nelson as she drains a three right there as Kirsty gets a nice bucket right there. 10-8 Lady Lions with the lead. Backdoor cut stolen away by Walker, and she'll bring it down. Walker up the floor to Veneri. Veneri back to Shoup. Shoup down low to Kornick, and we're going to have a tie-up, and it will
results in a turnover.
Go back to the Knights.
Possession arrow.
Ball in the hands of Cochran. Cochran will bring it down for the Knights. It's back over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks down low to Ivy, has nothing, gets to Getz. Shot is up and off the mark. Nice job by Shoup to tip it forward into her hands. She'll bring it down. Swing pass back over to Nelson. Nelson on the outside. Back to Shoup, and we're going to turn it over. So Lady Lions will sub in number 25 for them, and that's Lauren Gregg, as well as number 2 Caroline Giles. Also checking in for the Knights is number 32 Amber Pollen. And we got a foul right there. Foul is on Minneapolis, number 25 Lauren Gregg. On the inbounds, gets it up. Oh, nice job by Veneri to step in front of the pass and getting it back the other direction. And she's going to get fouled down low. Nice job by Charisma on that steal, Dale.
She's very quick. Very, very, throughout her career has been very aggressive defensively.
Ball goes into Kornick. She'll get fouled. It'll stay with Minneapolis, as I believe they're going to whistle Ivy with the foul. And
substitution.
Minneapolis will sub in
Courtney Forte.
Courtney Forte, yep. Thank you. Gets the ball in, and not a good pass right there.
That has
luckily,
been a weakness.
Caroline Giles luckily
Inbound
runs
plays.
it down. And we'll bring it back the other direction. So turnover to turnover. Comes back to Lions. Back in the corner goes to Giles. Giles with the ball. Swing pass and another turnover right there as we try to swing it across court.
And then we foul.
Foul number 2 on Lauren Gregg. So she'll come right back out as Nelson comes back in. Ball goes on the outside. Shot up, and it is good by Hannah Getz. She ties it up at 10. Ball goes down low to Kornick. Kornick kicks it back out to Giles. Giles back to Veneri. Veneri will drive. Back to Giles. Giles back to the top of the key. It goes to Forte. Forte back to Giles. Swing pass all the way across. The Veneri in the corner. Shot is up, and it's in and out. Rebounded by Cochran. Cochran back the other direction. It goes into the hands of Getz. Getz back to Cochran. Cochran here on the left-hand side. Back to the top of the key. It goes to Maroc. Maroc back to Getz. Three-point shot is up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Kornick. Great job by Faith to go up and grab that and pull it down. Back it goes to Veneri. Charisma brings it down, top of the key, back. Ooh.
Travel.
And turnover as they get Forte with moving her feet. Checking back in is Walker for the Lady Lions. 10 all. 2:32 left to go here in the quarter. Cochran with the basketball. It's back out. Great job by Walker. Fronts her nicely and gets the steal. I'm not keeping track of turnovers. Minneapolis has done a nice job, Dale, so far, I believe, of winning that battle.
No, we're down.
Caroline Giles misses the open shot, comes back the other direction into the hands of Pollen. Pollen with the ball back to Cochran, swing pass over here to Maroc. Maroc back to, down low, nice pass down low, and up and good is Ivy. And Ivy's just a big body down there.
Yes, she is.
She's
got a good
5'11".
shot.
She's got a nice shot underneath. Kornick in the lane, up and no good, and rebounded by Cochran. 12 to 10, Knights with the lead and the basketball. Cochran, like it goes to Pollen. That should have been walk, no call, and timeout is going to be called by Sacred Heart.
Is that 21 that scored?
Yes.
It is 14 to 10 here with 1:24 remaining in the first. We'll be right back.
Minneapolis with the basketball. Shoop on the outside. Drives down. Goes down low to Faith Kornick in the paint. Up, no good. Rebounded by Lady Lions. Oh, great job by Shoop to come in and fight for that loose ball. And the tie-up will go to Minneapolis. 2 looks underneath the basket. And can't get them to fall, but we do get the ball. Shoop in the paint. Up, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Lady Knights. Pollen with the basketball, back to Cochran. Cochran back over here on the outside goes to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to the top of the key. And that's somebody new, Audrey Smith. And shot goes in by Maroc.
She's fouled.
They are fairly young, Dale. They've got some.
15, Beneri with her first foul.
Free throw is up and good by Maroc.
17 to 10, the Knights up in front.
Checking back in is Hannah Getz for the Knights. Walker on the outside, back to Nelson. Nelson, nice pass down low to Faith Kornick. Great feed by Kirsty Nelson, Dale. And Faith comes it up, picks it up and gets it in. 17 to 12, 31 seconds left. Ball goes on the outside, goes down low. Oh, yep, turnover. Should be back to Minneapolis, and it is. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Lions have a chance to come within 3. Back to Nelson, Shoop. Shoop brings it up and takes it in. Nice job by Shoop. She puts it in. Minneapolis within 3. 8 seconds left. Great job by Walker with 3 seconds left. Does she have enough time to get it off? And she does. Nice job by Courtney Walker. Whew. And she gets the steal and the bucket. I don't think she knew how much time she had left, Dale. And she does get it in. 17
she didn't
to
act
16.
like she had any rush at all.
Yeah, I don't think she knew it. So Lady Lions score.
Went down by 7 and draw back to within 1.
They score 6 unanswered points right there. Nice job of the Lady Lions to get right back into it. 17 to 16. We'll be right back. You're listening to Eagle Communication Channel 20. Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School here. 17 to 16. And Lady Lions trail by 1. Knights had the basketball. Great job. Another steal by this one by Veneri. Veneri's going to go all the way in. And she puts it off the glass and good. Minneapolis is back in the lead. Another steal. And the bucket. Oh, yeah, and a turnover right there. And Sacred Heart's going to get their starters back in the ball game. Nelson will pull the trigger. Lady Lions up by 1, 18-17.
8 unanswered points.
Shoot down low to Kornick, and she loses the ball. Turnover back to the Knights. Cochran on the outside. They look down low, have nothing. Cochran works it around the top. They work it around, and they will drive. Give me 3 seconds. Yep, it is. Turnover back to the Lady Lions. 7:17 left to go here in the second quarter. Lady Lions up by 1, 18-17. Shoop with the basketball, and she'll bring it down to set it up. Back to Walker. Walker back to Nelson. Nelson will drive in. Oh. Just
21 held her ground.
Loses her footing right there.
Haley Rodriguez. Or Mark. Catherine Merrick.
Cochran with the basketball. Back it goes to Pollen. Pollen, right-hand side, crossover back. She drives in, kicks it back out. They look to Rodriguez, back to Getz. Getz back to Pollen. Pollen back on the outside to Cochran. Cochran drives, kicks it over to Rodriguez. Back to Cochran for 3, off the mark, rebounded by Veneri. Minneapolis has some numbers there. They get it up to Nelson. Oh. Turnover, knocked out of bounds. They stay with Minneapolis. Had an opportunity right there, Dale, and just couldn't
convert that fast break.
Couldn't convert it, nope.
Catherine Giles comes in.
Caroline Giles.
Caroline Giles, excuse me.
Giles on the outside. Back to Shoop. Shoop back to Veneri. Veneri or to Nelson. Nelson here on the right-hand side. Back to Shoop. Shoop. Back to Nelson. Nelson back to Giles. Giles to the top of the key. As they work it around. Back it goes on the outside to Shoop for 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Rodriguez. Back it goes the other direction. 18-17 still. That was your score at the quarter. And out of bounds. Turnover back to Minneapolis. So another turnover for the Knights, and
10th turnover for the Knights against 6 for the Lions.
Checking in for Minneapolis is number 25, and that is Lauren Gregg as she checks in for, I don't know who she came in for, Walker. So Giles gets it in to Shoop. Shoop will bring it down to set it up. Shoot back to Veneri. Veneri on the right-hand side. High screen. Kicks it back out to Shoot. Shoot. Drive around and picks up her dribble. Gives it back to Gregg. Gregg down low and tipped out of bounds off of Sacred Heart, Minneapolis basketball. 5:34 left to go here in the first half. Gregg to pull the trigger. Gets it into Kornick. Kornick off the mark, rebounded by Shoop. Oh, and tipped out of bounds, kept alive by Giles, back to Veneri. Nice job by Shoop to go in there and battle. Veneri here on the right-hand side, back. It goes to Shoop. Shoop. And they're going to get a foul on Merrick, maybe?
Merrick, I think. Yeah.
Merrick, okay.
Be the 4th team foul on the Knights, 5 on the Lions.
Ball goes in the corner to Gregg, back to Veneri. Veneri back to Shoop. Shoop back to Veneri. Veneri will pull the trigger up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Sacred Heart. Back the other direction it goes. Cochran with the basketball. Goes down to, great hands by Veneri. Nearly stole that one away.
Walker comes in for Giles.
Sacred Heart to inbounds underneath their own bucket. Nobody scored here in this quarter yet.
Oh, the Lions have won. It was 17. We were down 17-16.
You're right. Sorry. Tipped out of bounds off Minneapolis. It'll be Sacred Heart basketball.
Pretty darn close to nobody scoring.
Yep. Thanks for correcting me, sir. Ball goes into Cochran. Cochran back to Rodriguez. Down low. Oh, great hustle. Oh, wow.
Kornick did a great job of fronting Ivy, and unfortunately, Veneri reached in behind, picked up her second foul.
Ball goes back to the top to Merrick. Back to Cochran, back to Getz. Getz down low to Ivy. Ivy shot is up, no good. Oh, grab that thing, and Kornick does. Minneapolis, well, Sacred Heart ties it up, but it'll stay with Minneapolis.
.434 remaining in the second quarter. We have a timeout, 32nd by
Minneapolis. So we will take a quick break with them. Minneapolis with the lead, 18-17, 4:34 in the first half.
As Scott alluded to, we've had very little scoring here in the second quarter. The Knights have had very little scored since about 3/4 of the way through the first quarter. They're up 17-10 and haven't scored since then.
Walker with the basketball, backward to Greg. Greg back to Walker. Walker on the left-hand side, back to Shoop. Shoop at the top of the key. She'll set the offense up, drives to the left, kicks it back out to Greg. Greg puts up a three off the mark into the hands of Getz. Getz back to, oh, great give and go. Cochran, easy layup right there. That was a beautiful play by Rodriguez. And that's hustle points right there as Cochran just outruns everyone else. Veneri for three, up and it's no good. Rebounded by Walker. Walker back, it goes to Greg. She can't hold on to it. Turnover back, it goes to Getz. Minneapolis gets number 31 in the ball game, and that is Kaylee Probasco. 3-second violation. Turnover back to Minneapolis. Kornick, Giles, and Nelson check in for Probasco, Veneri, and Greg, thank you. Basketball in the hands of Shoop. Shoop back to Nelson. Nelson on the right-hand side. We'll drive to the left. Back to Giles. Up, and she's going to travel with it. Yeah, good call. Had a good drive right there. Pulled it up and took it in the step. So. Knights up by one. 3:22 left to go in the first half. All in the hands of Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to Cochran. Cochran down low to Ivy. Ivy pulls it back out to Cochran. Cochran will drive in. Up and good as the sophomore drives in on the left-hand side, puts it off the glass.
She gets two straight buckets to give the Knights a 3-point lead, 21-18.
Nelson on the outside. And that's going to be a foul on Kirsty Nelson.
Yep. Turnover and a foul.
2:53 left to go here in the first half. Knights up by 3, 21-18.
Each team with 11 turnovers now.
Ball goes down low to Cochran, back on the outside to Getz, back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the right-hand side. They look down low to Merrick. Merrick. Cannot get that name. Rodriguez with the basketball at the top. Counted tightly there. Goes back to Cochran. Cochran will work it around. Back to the outside to Getz. Getz back to Merrick. Merrick back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to Getz. Good ball movement by Sacred Heart. 2-point shot on the outside. No good. Rebounded by Cochran. Come on, ladies. As they miss an opportunity to get the loose ball. Sacred Heart back with the basketball. They look down low. Double team back to Cochran. Cochran
blocked by.
And up and good by Ivy. She had the block and then goes in the hands of Ivy. Back to Walker. Walker for three. And Kornick, great job by Faith Kornick to go up and get that. Alternating possession goes to Sacred Heart after the tie-up.
Knights are up by 5 after being scoreless for so long. 30-second timeout. The Knights will be back.
Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School. Dale Leach, myself, Scott Oshman here. Knights had the ball and the lead, 23-18. Ball goes to Cochran. Cochran back to the top of the key to Pollen. Pollen backward to Getz. Getz will drive, takes the shot, up and no good, but rebounded by Cochran. Cochran is all over the place, Dale.
She's quite a player. Got that basketball name, you know.
Yep, she does. Top of the key it goes. She drives, gets it back to Sacred Heart, no good, and that's going to be an over the back call on Sacred Heart, Minneapolis basketball.
Cochran with the foul?
Yep.
First, second. .112 to go in the half. Knights up 23-18. Lions have two whole points this quarter.
Need to get some scoring in here, Dale. Oh, and gets the pocket pick, Shoop does. And up and good is Getz, as Getz just picks Shoop's pocket and goes in the direction 25-18. Near steal right there again. Ball goes back out to down low pass to Kornick, up and good. Nice job by Faith Kornick. Great job by Shoop to find, not Shoop, excuse me, Giles to find Kornick down there. Caroline was kind of in trouble at the top of the key and saw Kornick open and fed her nicely. 25-20, Kornick with the and one, trying to get the and one right here. Free throws up and it's good as she makes it 25-21, 33 seconds left. So Sacred Heart has outscored us in this quarter. We'll have more of those stats in a minute. Oh, great job by Giles. Almost steps in and gets that steal. Pollen to inbounds. They get it to Getz. Getz at the top of the key. 20 seconds left. Oh, nearly a 5-second violation. No call. Pollen back. It goes to Getz for three. Off the mark. Oh, wow. Right there, and she gets it. Man. Ivy steps in and gets the ball and puts it in and gets fouled. And foul is going to be whistled on Giles, her second. First, sorry. Saw two up there for a second, but I guess that's her number. Free throws up, and she makes it. With 7 seconds left, Veneri checks back in. 28-21, 7-point lead for the Lady Knights. Minneapolis will try to get a shot off here. Three-point shot is up and good, and she gets it. Nice job, Charisma Veneri. She hits a big three right there, her second of the game, to bring it within 4. Still, we were outscored that quarter by 3. We'll have more stats here in a minute. At the half, Sacred Heart Lady Knights 28, Minneapolis 24. We'll be back. You're listening to Eagle Communication Channel 20.
Okay, welcome back here at halftime for a little wrap up of some rough stats. Leading the way for the Knights here as they're ahead 28-24. We have Allie Cochran, number 5, with 4 points. Catherine Merrick, number 21, with 5 points. Haley Rodriguez, number 24, with 2 points. Anna Ivy, number 35, the low post player, with 11. And Hannah Getz, number 20, with 6. The Knights are 4-4 on free throws. commit 11 turnovers. For Minneapolis, we have 7 rebounds and 3 points for Faith Cornick, and a big stat for Faith is no fouls.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of surprised about that. So.
Number 15, Charisma Veneri with 8 points and 2 rebounds with 2 fouls. 13, Courtney Walker with 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 foul. Zoe Shoup, number 10, with 2 points and 4 rebounds, no fouls. Number 4, Kirsty Nelson with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 foul. Carolyn Giles, no points, 1 foul. Lauren Gregg, no points, 2 fouls. The Lions are 1 of 3 on free throws, 14 turnovers. The score at the end of one quarter was 17-16 Knights. It's 28-24 here at the half. So they outscore us 9-8 in the second quarter. Doesn't seem right, but that's what it has to be.
No, 10-8. Well, no.
Yeah, it was 20. So they had 17 at the end of one.
17-16, though.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, they're up by 4, though. So that's something's not right there.
Don't know what it is, but my mind is just beat, so I can't come up with anything else. But the Lady Lions got it going late in the first quarter and start out the second quarter, and then kind of went it cold and allowed the Knights, who were in a slumber, to get back in the game, and they built a 4-point lead.
Yeah, they outscored us 11-8 in that quarter. So the Sacred Heart did, and that gave them the 4-point lead at the half. So.
Oh yeah, sure.
So,
yeah, 11-8. Yeah.
So 4:30 left to go here in the half. You know, I really thought we would come out a little bit more hungry underneath, but they have really done a pretty nice job of
they're zoning up under there,
preventing Faith from getting much down low. But yet Rodriguez has done a nice job of, not Rodriguez, but Ivy has done a nice job down low to get her body in position and to get some scores.
Well, we'll be back for second half action here shortly.
Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School. Dale Leach, myself, Scott Oshman at the half. 28-24 Sacred Heart with the lead. Minneapolis will have the ball to start the second half, as Lady Lions will have to start to claw themselves out of this, as Sacred Heart outscores us in both quarters. On the floor for the Lions is Walker, Shoup, Nelson, Cornick, and Veneri. For the Knights, it's Cochran, Rodriguez, Ivy, Getz, and Merrick.
Knights are going to put on some pressure.
Nice job by Shoup, and we turn it over. Shoup threaded the needle and went through him, but then had somebody tip it from behind. Nice basketball. Gets on the outside, goes down low. Great pass to Rodriguez. Wow. I'll tell you, Dale, we just got caught sleeping on that one. 30-24. Cornick in the paint. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Cochran. Ball goes up in the hands of Getz. Getz on the right-hand side. Back to Cochran. Cochran looks for a cutter. Gets it back to Ivy. Ivy at the top of the key, picked up back to Merrick. Merrick looks down low, has nothing. Great job by Shoup as she steps in front of the passing lane, gets the steal and the layup. Nice job by Zoe Shoup as she gets the steal and brings it back the other direction. Ball in the hands of Cochran. Cochran back to Merrick. Merrick on the right-hand side. Swing pass all the way over. As they work it around. Ball goes down low. Shot is up, and it should be over the back.
Yep.
Yeah, nice job by Nelson to get position right there.
Collects her second foul.
Great job by Kirsty. Great position right there. Back it goes the other way. 30-26 Minneapolis with the ball. Veneri drives, shot is up and good. She drives baseline, puts up the little jump shot. Nice job. 30-28, Minneapolis back within 2. 6:22, Minneapolis on a 4-0 run. Cochran with the basketball. Nelson, good job on the outside there. And great job by Veneri. She comes and helps Kornick, and they get the steal back the other direction. Nelson on the right-hand side for 3. No good, and rebounded by the Knights.
Gets it.
Yep. Getz comes back the other direction. Ball goes for Rodriguez. Rodriguez here on the right-hand side. Gets it back to Merrick, back to Getz. Getz back to Cochran. Cochran guarded tightly by Nelson. Ball goes right-hand side to Getz. Getz back to Cochran. Cochran top of the key, back to Getz. Great job by Kornick as she steps and gets the loose ball. Another turnover, back it goes to Shoup. Shoup will drive in, off the glass, and good. Nice job, Zoe. She takes it coast to coast. And we've got a tie ball game at 30. 5:10 left to go here in the third quarter. And Walker with a great hustle right there. Great job, Courtney Walker, to step in there and almost get the turnover. Minneapolis doing a better job on the defensive side this second half.
We're being a little more aggressive as a team.
Pollen comes in for the Knights. Goes into, great look by Cochran. Finds Ivy wide open underneath the low block and gets it in. 32-30. Walker with the ball, back to Kornick. Shot is up and good. Whew. Used every part of the rim, but it falls in. Minneapolis going to call a full timeout. Tied up at 32, 4:47 left to go. You're listening to EU Communication Channel 20. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School. Tied up at 32 here. 4:47 left to go here in the third quarter. It's been a game of spurts.
Yes, it has.
Sacred Heart's had a spurt, Minneapolis had a spurt, and then they slow down for a while, but right now it's tied up at 32. Gets with the basketball. Cochran. And there's another turnover, this time by Walker, but great defense by Shoup as well as Nelson. And this tipped out of bounds. Cochran tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with Minneapolis.
15 turnovers on the Knights now. Minneapolis 13.
Shoup with the ball on the outside. Back to Veneri. Veneri into Kornick, and they tie it up.
Possession arrow to the Knights.
Kornick was triple teamed, and they got it to her, but Sacred Heart was quick to get a hand in there, tied up. Pollen with the basketball. Back it goes to Getz. Getz back to Cochran. Cochran rolls around, pass down low. Great job by Nelson, tipped out of bounds. He'll stay with Sacred Heart. They do like to run the ball either into the hands of Getz or Cochran. Pollen with the basketball. She'll drive in. Runner up and good. Banks it off and puts it in. 34-32, Sacred Heart. Veneri for 3, no good, but nice job by Faith Kornick. Great job to get the rebound and the putback. Ties it up at 34. Pollen with the basketball. And stolen away by Nelson. Ball goes back to Walker. Walker back to Shoup. Shoup will bring it down on the right-hand side.
There's a tip under there, but somebody, I didn't see who it was.
Kornick is fouled by Cochran, I believe.
Yep.
And she'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Her third.
Two shots coming here. Shot is up and good. Kornick works it in. Walker comes out as well as Nelson. As in comes Giles, as well as, Greg. Second shot is no good, rebounded by Sacred Heart. Minneapolis up by 1. Cochran with the basketball. Gets it back over to Pollen. Pollen will drive in, gets it over to Getz. Shot is up and no good. And rebounded by, oh, great job. Rebounded by Ivy, and Ivy tries to pass it up, and Shoop was right there, Giles was right there to tip it out of bounds. Gets with the basketball on the outside, back to Cochran. Cochran will drive. Up and good. Nice drive by the Knights. Shoop with the basketball on the right-hand side. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Ooh, I don't think so.
Traveling is the call. 15th turnover on the Lions now. 15-16 for the Knights.
Cochran back to Getz. Getz drives the right-hand side. Back to Pollen. Pollen. Oh, there was a walk as well. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, 3 seconds. Yeah. I wasn't questioning Cochran on that. I was questioning when the girl went to the ground with the ball, the travel. Shoop with the basketball. Back to Giles. Giles back to Shoop. Down low to Kornick. In the paint. Up and no good. Rebounded by Cochran. Cochran back the other direction. Back to Getz. Getz with the ball. Sacred Heart with the lead. 36-35. And
reach in foul on Giles.
Greg, I believe.
Yep, Greg. Her third.
And she'll come out, and in comes Kirsty Nelson.
Team's first of the half. Sacred Heart with 2.
Gets back to Pollen. Pollen back to Cochran. Cochran right-hand side, back to Getz, back to Pollen. Pollen will drive in, takes, blocked by Kornick and stolen away by Nelson. And kept alive by Giles. And there's a foul there. Oh, yes, that's going to be on Cochran. If that's the case, that'll be 4 on her.
Yep.
Wow, that's big. That's big right there, Dale.
She's their floor general.
And they're leaving her in with 4 fouls.
1:58 remaining in the third.
Oh, that is big. Tie-up will stay with Minneapolis as Shoop goes in the paint and gets tied up. All on the outside to come in. Got to move it, girls. Gets it into Shoop, back to Nelson. Nelson will drive.
She's fouled.
Kirsty drives in and takes it right to number 13, and that is Emily Everett.
35, Ivy with the foul. It's her third.
Nelson for 3, up and it's good. Nice job, Kirsty Nelson, as she drains a big 3 on the outside.
Her second 3 of the night. 38-36 Minneapolis.
Cochran with the basketball, goes back in the corner to Pollen for 3. No good. Oh, yeah, dang it.
Giles fouls. Her second. Won't be any one-to-ones yet. That's 2-team favorite fouls on the Lions, 4 on the Knights.
Getz will drive in. Pulls it back out, gets it to Pollen. Pollen goes in. Back to Cochran. Cochran back on the outside to Getz. Getz back to Cochran for 3. No good. Rebounded by Sacred Heart, but she steps out of bounds, and it'll be Minneapolis basketball. 1:09 left. I'll tell you, that's Schmittenberger pretty gutsy to leave his floor general on the
yes
with 4 fouls. Ball goes into the hands of Shoop. Shoop will bring it down. Shoop on the right-hand side. Back to Walker. Walker back to Veneri. Veneri back to Nelson. Nelson back to Walker for 3. And it's good. Nice job, Courtney Walker. She hits a big 3. Cochran will bring it down. Back it goes to Paulin. Paulin, Minneapolis with a 5-point lead. Kirsty Nelson with great hands and almost steals it. Great hustle right there. It'll stay with Sacred Heart.
The Lions are up 41-36 with 40.7 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Shoop, nice job by Shoop. She almost gets another steal right there. They definitely trying to get the ball into the hands of Cochran. And they do get it to Cochran. Cochran with the basketball guarded tightly by Nelson. Back it goes to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back over to the outside to Paulin. Paulin. And there's a forearm shiver.
Foul, 32. Paulin. Phelan. However you say it.
No, it was on Rodriguez.
Oh.
Yeah, Rodriguez is who they called it on. So I couldn't understand that one either. But anyway, Shoop with the basketball. 21 seconds left. Back to Walker. Walker back to Veneri. Veneri with 17 seconds. Minneapolis will work it. 13 seconds. Back to Walker. Back to Veneri for three. Can't get it, but Nelson.
Number 5 on number 5.
Oh, my goodness. That is huge. Oh, my goodness.
Great rebound by Kirsty Nelson.
That is just absolutely huge, and that is a terrible coaching move by Schmidtberger. So that is that is big deal.
Well, but the girl, you have to back off, and you got 4 fouls.
Yeah,
They're making plays like that.
Yeah. So at the end of 3, Minneapolis regains the lead, outscores them big in that quarter, as we outscore them by 9. Outscore them by 9 in that quarter. We'll have the exact figures here in a minute. But Minneapolis takes the lead, 41-36 at the end of the third quarter. We'll be right back. You're listening to EU Communication, Channel 20.
Okay, the Lady Lions storm back in third quarter and outscore the Knights in 17-8. That sound right? Has to be.
We outscored by 9. So yeah.
We were down 28-24.
Yeah. Big shots and big defense. Nice job of the Lady Lions, and the biggest play right. His Cochran fouls out in that quarter. Picks up 3 fouls in that quarter, and she's done. Gets with the basketball, back in the corner it goes. Paulin back to Getz. Getz back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks down low, swing pass back over in the paint. Shot is up and good by Merrick. Merrick gets the points in the paint. 41-38. Shoot with the basketball, back to Walker. Walker back to Veneri, and she wasn't paying attention. Turnover back.
Looking elsewhere.
Back to the Knights. Paulin back to Rodriguez. Shot is up and good. Excuse me, by Merrick. Another bucket by Merrick, as she's going to try to take over for the Lady Knights. Back to within a 1-point ball game, 41-40. Walker back to Shoop. Shoop rolls the right-hand side, back to Veneri. Veneri top of the key to Nelson. Nelson will drive down low, and she's going to get fouled from behind, and it'll be
24 Rodriguez.
Minneapolis basketball. It should be a 1-and-1 right now. So Walker will go to the line as Rodriguez picks up number 2. One-on-one here. Walker's first shot is up, no good, and rebounded by the Knights. Back it goes in the hands of Getz. Getz back to Paulin. Paulin back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks down low to Ivy, has nothing, picks it back out to Paulin. Paulin drives in nicely, kicks it. Great job by Veneri, and picked up by Kornick, and then they tie it up.
Possession arrow to the Lions. Turnover 18 on the Knights. The Lions with 16.
Ball goes back in the hands of Shoop, but she'll bring it down. Shoop on the right-hand side. Back to Nelson. Nelson gets it down low, and we turn it over as we try to go to Kornick. Back it goes the other direction. Gets with the basketball. Minneapolis looking for the first points. And Veneri is going to be whistled with the foul.
Her third.
Paulin inbounds to Rodriguez. Pulls it back out. Gets it back in the hands of Getz. Getz back to Rodriguez. Back to Metz. No. Should be off of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Merrick took the shot, missed it, but tipped out of bounds off of Minneapolis. Ball to Rodriguez. Picks up her dribble. Great pass down low to Ivy, and Sacred Heart retakes the lead as they're on a 6-0 run.
After they lose their floor general.
Yep.
They didn't melt.
No, they didn't. Shoot in the paint, up no good, but rebounded by Kornick. Can't get it. Gets her own rebound, and
tie up goes to the Knights.
Sacred Heart with the basketball. 5:42 left to go in the ball game, and there's a turnover right there.
Couldn't get control.
No. And in the paint, up and good is Ivy. And Minneapolis falls by 3 right now. Nelson for 3, up no good, and tipped out of bounds off of Minneapolis.
Could have been a foul.
Could have been, yeah, very well, very well.
44-41 Knights. Timeout, Knights here. 5:20 to go in the fourth. They lead 44-41. Bill Leach, Scott Osherman here on Eagle Channel 20. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Salina, Kansas, Sacred Heart High School, and Lady Knights with the lead 44-41. I said it earlier, it's been a game of streaks. We've gone on runs, Sacred Heart's gone on runs, and right now Sacred Heart's on an 8-0 run. And ball goes to Rodriguez, shot is up, no good, rebound by Kornick, back to shoot. Not that we haven't had our opportunities, and we turn it over again right there. Getz with the basketball, back to Rodriguez, back to Paulin. Paulin here on the right-hand side. As they work it around, back to Getz. Getz looks down the low post. Merrick at the shot is no good, rebounded by Veneri. Veneri back the other direction. She'll drive it all the way in. Back to Kornick, and it's no good, but she's fouled. Veneri did a nice job of finding Kornick right there. 8th team foul. Kornick will go to the line. Third personal on Merrick. First shot is up and good by Kornick. Nice job by Faith as she stops the 8-0 run right there. Second shot coming. Is up and it's no good. And rebounded by Ivy. Back to Getz. Getz will bring it down. Guarded tightly there. Back to Paulin. Paulin not a bad little ball player. And rebounded by, thought Faith had a clean one right there.
Paulin with the rebound and foul by Kornick. Faith gets her first foul of the contest.
That's pretty amazing also.
Yes.
Nice job by Faith. It's one way to stay on the floor. First free throw's up and no good by Paulin. You know, that has hurt us in the last couple games. She has been in foul trouble, so it's good to see her keeping that under control. Giles checks in for shoot to give her a little breather here. Second shot is up and in and out, but
Ivy with the rebound.
Gosh.
Faith fouls her on the putback attempt. Her second foul within seconds. Ivy to the line for 2. She is 1 of 1 for earlier.
And she misses that one. 44 to 42, 4:22 left to go. A lot of fours, a lot of twos. 4:22 left to go here. Ivy at the line for her second shot. And she makes that one. 3-point ball game. Knights with the lead. Veneri runs the floor for the Lions. She brings it down. Picks up her dribble, gets it to Walker. Walker, gets it down low, and there she, no!
They didn't call a foul on Getz.
No, they did not, as they try to get Nelson. Nelson gets mugged. No call, stays with the Knights after the turnover.
Jeez.
And they get it into Getz. Great job by Nelson to front her. And stolen away. And a tie-up. Nice job by Courtney Walker and Nelson with the defense as they force the turnover, get the tie-up, and alternating possession goes to Lady Lions. Nelson to inbounds.
Each team with 19 turnovers.
On the outside it goes Shoup, back to Nelson. Nelson will drive in, gets it back out to Veneri for three. Can't get it to fall, rebounded by Ivy. Back the other direction. Ball goes down to Paulin. Paulin shot is up and good. As the Knights are just, I really thought they would fall apart here in the fourth quarter without their general, but man, they've done a nice job. Walker down low to, great pass from Walker to Kornick, and Kornick puts it in. That was a great feed there, Dale. She puts it in nicely. Paulin with the basketball.
3-point lead for the Knights, 47-44.
3:15 left to go here in the ball game. Ball at the top of the key to Getz. Gets it back over here to Merrick. Merrick down low. Fronts her nicely. Stolen away by Walker. Walker back to Giles. Giles up to Nelson. Nelson had position down there. Goes back to Walker. Back to Veneri for three. And it's good. Nice job, Charisma Veneri. She ties it up at 47. And we've got a timeout. Minneapolis, I believe. Full timeout is called. Nice job by the Lady Lions to get back in this. Minneapolis calls a full timeout, and we'll take one with them. Tied up at 47, 2:53 left to go in a close one. You're listening to Eagle Communication Channel 20. Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School. Minneapolis Lady Lions knotted up at 47 against Sacred Heart Knights here. Just under 3 minutes left to go in this ball game. Getz with the basketball. Crosses the timeline, guarded tightly by Nelson. It's a back, and it's going to be a turnover right there. Nice job by the Lady Lions as they force the turnover. Walker and Nelson again with the defensive pressure. Shoup back in the ball game. On the right-hand side, back it goes over to Veneri. Veneri looks down low. She'll drive in. Great job. And she misses it. Oh, luckily it stays with it. Kornick had Ivy sealed off perfectly. Veneri saw it, saw the baseline, took it nicely, but just couldn't put it in. Luckily, he'll stay with Minneapolis. Walker at the free throw line, up, and it's no good. Tipped in the air, kept alive by Shoup. Shoup gets it out to Kornick. Kornick in the paint, and she's not fouled. Back it goes the other direction. Wow, Dale. Tied up at 47, Getz with the basketball. Gets it backward here to Paulin. Paulin will drive it in. Great pass down low by Paulin to Ivy. Ivy's been camping underneath all night. Somebody had to help. Kornick did a nice job, but left Paulin wide open. And there's going to be a foul on Merrick, and that's going to send Nelson to the line for a one-on-one.
4 fouls on Merrick. Kirsty's first free throw attempt. It's 1-on-1. 9 fouls on the Knights, 5 for the Lions. So we've got a few fouls to give here with 1:51 remaining in the contest.
Walker comes out, Greg comes in. Shot is up by Nelson, in and out, and rebounded by Ivy. And back to Paulin, back to Getz. And great hustle by Kirsty Nelson, and she keeps it alive. That should be 10. That should be 10. That should be 10. Oh, Oh, that was terrible.
Timeout is granted to the Knights.
Wow. We were well over the 10. No change of possession. Should have been a turnover. Officials bailed them out. And easily Minneapolis had a nice job of forcing that one. But they bail them out. They get the timeout. And Sacred Heart has one timeout left. 49-47. 133. Knights will have it when we come back. You're listening to Eagle Communication Channel 20. Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School, Minneapolis and Sacred Heart. Weatherman's wanting an explanation of why that wasn't a 10-second violation. Doesn't do us any good. Sacred Heart keeps the ball. And they get it in. Back to Paulin. Paulin will bring it down, set it up. 1:30 left to go. Rodriguez back out to Getz. Getz here on the corner. Back to top to Ivy. Ivy back to Rodriguez on the left-hand side. Back he goes to Paulin. Minute 17 left. Minneapolis only has 5 fouls. It goes to Rodriguez. Back to Rodriguez, back to the outside now. She gets it back to Getz with just a minute left in this ball game. Sacred Heart working the clock a little bit. Rodriguez gets it back to Paulin. Paulin will drive in. She's in trouble. Oh, she stepped out of bounds. No call. Great job by Nelson right there. It will stay with Sacred Heart. 50 seconds left. We only got 5 fouls, Dale.
Yeah, we have fouls to give.
2-point ball game. Rodriguez with the basketball. Back to Paulin. Paulin picks up her dribble. Back to Getz. Getz. There you go. Shoop with the steal back the other direction. And she gets the layup. Nice job by Shoop. Ties it up at 49. Back it goes into the hands of Sacred Heart. Paulin with the basketball. 28 seconds left as they work it around. Back to top of the key. Gets it back to Getz. Getz goes down low to Groh. No! Oh my goodness. Great job by Kornick with the block. And they call the foul. Faith had a great block on that, Dale, and they call the foul.
Ivy will go to the line where she is 2 of 3.
She 19 seconds left.
She won the game on a last-second shot a year ago.
And she makes the free throw. So she makes that one and puts them up by 1, 50-49. Second shot coming here. Puts it up. Can't get it, and rebounded by Kornick. Kornick back the other direction. Faith brings it down. Back to Veneri. Shot is up, no good, and tipped out of bounds. Minneapolis basketball. 9 seconds left. Timeout called by Weatherman. Good call. I thought they were a little quick on that, Dale.
Yeah, they had too much get up and hurry up and their go there. But 9.9 seconds left. The Lions trailing by 1. Time to get a play. Hopefully a decent play. Score and win this game. Been quite a contest.
Yeah, it has been. Minneapolis trails by 1 right now, 50-49. 9.9 seconds left to go in this ball game. They will have the ball underneath their own basket. Minneapolis trying to squeak out a win right here, trailing by 1 right now. It has been a good ball game, though, Dale.
Really has. Very entertaining. Other than when the Knights were having their spurts. Minneapolis inbound under their basket. It's been kind of a weak point for us this season, quite honestly. Inbounding under our basket.
So Nelson will pull the trigger. You got Nelson, Veneri, Kornick, Walker, and Shoop on the floor. Nelson to pull the trigger. 9.9 seconds left. They're working around. Oh, great pass in. Oh, yes! Nice job by Kornick. She was fouled. And Kornick will go to the line. Foul was on 32, Paulin. Kornick will have
2 shots.
2 shots here. Shot is up, and it's in and out. She misses the first one. She's got another one, though, to try to tie it. Faye's second shot coming here. Shot is up, and it is no good. Misses them both, and we foul immediately.
That'll be our 7th foul, putting them on the line for a 1-and-1.
And those were both good free throws.
Yep.
They just rimmed out. Tough one for the senior, Kornick. 30-second timeout called by Weatherman. 5.8 seconds left. At the line will be Paulin when we come back. But right now, 50-49. We'll be right back. Sacred Heart with the lead. Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School. 5.8 seconds left. Sacred Heart at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. They're up by 1, 50-49. First shot is up, and it is good. Wow. The sophomore, I believe, she is a sophomore. Ice running through her veins on that one. Gets the first point to fall. Second shot is up, and she misses it, but they get the rebound, and that's going to ice it right there. Ties it up. It'll be Sacred Heart basketball. 1.8 seconds left. Wow, dude. 51-49. Sacred Heart really just has to get it inbounds, and they do right there. That's the ball game.
Well, for the second year in a row, the Knights pull out a squeaker. 51-49 here on their home floor. The Lions now, Lady Lions, 4-game losing streak. They'll be back with a wrap-up shortly. Okay, a little wrap-up here. The Lady Lions go down to defeat 51-49, was it? Yes, they got outscored in the final stanza after they lost their floor general. They outscored the Lady Lions after they lost their floor general by a score of 15-8. For the Knights, Allie Cochran with 6 points. Number 5. Number 21, Catherine Merrick with 10. Number 24, Haley Rodriguez with 2. Number 20, Hannah Getz with 6. All in the first half. Number 32, Amber Palin with 5, all in the second half. And leading all scorers in the game, number 35, Anna Ivy with 21 points. They were 7 of 12 on free throws as the team had 22 turnovers. For the Lady Lions, number 32, Faith Kornick, 15 points and 7 rebounds. So she consistently continues to get in double figures. Number 15, Charisma Venere, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Number 13, Courtney Walker, 5 points, 1 rebound. Number 10, Zoe Shoup, 8 points, 5 rebounds. That might be her highest point total of the season. Number 4, Kirsty Nelson, 8 points, 3 rebounds. And those were all for our scorers. We were 3 of 11 on free throws. That is the story of the game with the 2-point difference. Them hitting 7, us hitting 3. 18 turnovers for the Lady Lions. So they go to 0-2 in the league and 1-4 overall. Next week, Tuesday night, we'll be at Belleville for the Republic County Lady Buffs, who are not having a good year themselves, but that's always a rough place for us. With that, any other comments, Scott?
No, just a disappointing loss for the Lady Lions. I thought they played very well, Dale. We just we missed some opportunities. They couldn't put it away, and we come up short. So good effort, just couldn't get it to finish. Minneapolis falls short tonight. As we will take a break, and then we'll be back with boys action. You're listening to Eagle Communication Channel 20.